love it textbook. Yeah. So, and this one is more about ailments and looking things up like that. So I'm going to pass these around. I'll start with this one over here and this one over here. And let's go through the back of your sheet here where you're going to see different uses for oils. And I want you guys to try these oils out quickly. And then we'll see where we're at.
Start with peppermint.
Yeah.
And then I can go around and just give each person a drop.
So this peppermint is what we're going to start with. And we're going to use it topically. The other oils we're just going to smell. But you can actually use this oil. I want you to remember 1 drop. Mel's going to give you 1 drop. When you put it in your palm,
it's not pouring very good, that one.
There's a drop. When you put it in your palm, you're going to rub. Deep inhale. You can rub a little in the back of your neck. Deep inhale. Rub back of your neck. Now this oil, she'll go around and do that with you, but this oil, think in terms of
the back.
Nip a headache in the bud. If you have a headache coming on, a little bit on your temples. I've now been through 2 migraines without any meds. And I've had migraines since I was 11 years old. I usually get them only about once a year, but in the last 2.5 years, I've had 2 of them. Now I've gone through 2 with no meds, which is huge for me. I've used oils and some breathing and gotten over it in 40 minutes, what used to be a 48-hour thing for me. You're also going to find that when you put that on topically, this can be for reducing a low-grade fever, can be for hot flashes, it can be for cooling on a hot day, you can use this for breath freshener, you can use it for, there's so many things. And know that on each bottle, it's going to say, if you see a supplement fact there, then you know you can take it internally. But on every bottle, it's going to say internal, topical, or aromatic use. Or if it says just topical, then you know that that's not an internal one, okay? So the next one we're going to go through is...
My kit's in the front there. So.
Oh, sure. You tell me what the next
one is.
Oh,
actually, on the sheet there, let's just go by what the sheet says.
Should we do lavender?
Yeah, it's like, the lavender.
So lavender is the next one we're going to go through. Lavender is like the Swiss does that not wake you up? Now this can replace your afternoon coffee. So some people don't metabolize caffeine as well as others. You're going to find that those people who don't want to have the late afternoon coffee. Otherwise it affects their sleep at night. So this is a big deal for them. So the next one we're going to look at is lavender, and lavender is like a Swiss Army knife of oils because it's such a healing and calming oil. So you can use this oil for if all else fails and you don't know what to use, typically lavender is going to be one that works. You can use it for sleep, you can use it for skin irritation and soothing, you can use it for calming, you can use it for my clients and my athletes. This is one that makes a huge difference in so many ways, especially sleep. This is the first one that worked for me with sleep. I'm going to pass that around. And note that when Mel says that, when they're sourced from all over the world, the reason they're sourced from all over the world is because it's where the plant natively grows and grows best. We can all grow lavender here, and we can grow, we may not be able to grow oranges here, but where that oil grows best in the climate, environment, and the type of plant that it grows best, that's where the oil is harvested from and where the plant is sourced from. Not putting it in some greenhouse, because if you grow a plant in poor soil or poor conditions, you're going to have a poor plant and a poor oil. Sometimes I use a different word instead of poor. But poor is what I'm choosing today.
Oh, we're pretty used to some
being recorded. I don't know where this is going. Right? But my point is that it needs to have the right conditions to produce the absolute best plant and the absolute best oil in order to have those profound effects. The next oil we're going to look at is lemon, and this oil is very refreshing. It's fabulous for cleaning. One of the first places you can make a massive difference in your life is reducing the toxic load in your home. We know that our indoor environments are between 2 to 100 times more toxic than our outdoor environments. So we want to not be exposing ourselves to a lot of cleaning chemicals and things like that, but we still want things clean. So lemon is one of those fantastic cleansing oils. We can take it internally, it's very cleansing. If your dentist has ever told you stop putting lemon in your water because the enamel of your teeth, well, the acidity is, the oil comes from the peel. You're not getting the acidity on your teeth. So you can alternate between fresh lemon in your water and still have that cleansing effect, and a drop of oil in your water, say the next day, so you're not having the enamel waste away. Yeah, lemon is fantastic for all sorts of things. What's next for us?
Tea tree?
So
Or Melaleuca.
you're gonna see this.
Melaleuca on there.
Yeah, you're gonna see this called Melaleuca or tea tree oil, and this is an antifungal, antibacterial oil. You may have used it to repel lice before. That's a fabulous use for it. It's great for toenail funguses. She's got one over there, Mel. Toenail funguses. It's what else do we? I personally will I'll take a little spray bottle in my kitchen, and I'll put about 5 drops of tea tree and 5 drops of lavender, and then a little bit of distilled water, and that becomes my shoe spray for those hormonal sweaty teenagers that I have in my house that create shoes that smell like death. Or that same spray bottle stays in my kitchen because if there's been a lice warning at my 7-year-old's school, then I'm spritzing it on her head too. So Melaleuca is really fantastic, but that's a little mini recipe that I use all the time.
Lavender in to
I
so it
do.
doesn't smell so bad?
Well, some people
tea
love
tree.
the smell of tea tree,
I
some
don't.
people don't.
I don't put it
Yeah.
on. It's really good for like zit treatment.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
that you can put it on like neat, like just
Yeah, just dab it,
Yeah, I've got
And it's gone,
teenagers,
gone.
and they have a lot of.
yes,
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. yeah.
The tea tree?
I have an ingrown hair, and same thing.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, big difference.
Tea tree is really, really
If
good.
you have ingrown toenails or like an infection like that, or ingrown hairs or zits or anything like that, tea tree is your way to go. There's so many other uses, and you're gonna see, like, I might give you 1 or 2 uses of these oils. When you see one of those textbooks, you're gonna see that there's a plethora of uses. And remember that all of we're not anti-pharmaceutical or anything like that, but if there's something you can use that doesn't have a laundry list of side effects, then I'm gonna take that option. I'm gonna bring that power back to me.
Yeah, this is from this is sourced from Australia.
So our next one is a blend, and it's called Digestin. And Digestin is a blend of oils like, and I want you to pay attention to this, things like peppermint, ginger, anise, fennel. These are all things that, if you think of our grandmothers who used to use calming home remedies for stomachs, that's what this is for, calming digestion, nauseousness. Even people who have things like celiac or Crohn's, this provides relief. And anybody who's uncertain about the oils, I've had so many amazing stories about this where it's like, okay, I rubbed it on topically and it made a huge difference. It saved me from being house-ridden in Mexico, if you know what I mean. So those are the things that, yeah, you can take it internally. You can make a beautiful tea out of it in warm, hot water. I tend to not like the flavor of black licorice, so I put it just topically on, and it makes a huge difference.
I just wanted to add, it's a mixed blend. So every oil bottle, if you just nip the corner here, you can actually pull it up, and it'll actually say right in here what oils make this particular oil. Okay? Because there's not a tree called Sandias. So it's a mixture of oils. Okay? It's got ginger, peppermint, caraway, coriander, anise, tarragon, and fennel all make up this oil.
That's in the digestant?
The
Oh, I can
digestion.
smell the fennel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm going to add just for a moment that when we talk about putting it in a container to drink, typically metal or glass
Anise in it.
are your best choices. Metal or glass. Plastic, over time, the oil will wear away at the plastic. You're using, a plastic cup one time, but if you kept using that plastic cup and the oil on the cup, it's going to wear away on that. So metal or glass is where you would utilize the oils in. The next one is, let's see, Breathe.
Easy, yep.
I can't really
So-
smell lavender like on my. There's too many smells.
Just get in here.
So Breathe is, this is an amazing blend. This would be, anybody used to use Vicks when you were a kid? Yeah, I loved it, right? Well, I still have an old little jar of Vicks, and guess what else is in the ingredients? You're not going to believe this. I can show it. When I teach classes at my house, I pull it out. Turpentine.
Wow.
It's going to clear your airways, isn't it? Yeah, it's awesome. No. So what you're going to find in Breathe, this would be your replacements for Vicks. And you're looking at laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca, lemon, ravensara, and cardamom. And that blend creates this amazing air opening. So this saves my sleep sometimes, because if my little one has a cold and she's congested, if I put this on her at night, then she can breathe and she can sleep. I'll put it in the diffuser, I'll dilute it and put it on her chest. You could put it directly under your nose. It's very intense, it will open your airways. Even snorers, diffusing or put it on for snorers. It's really, really good. It's an excellent oil.
What's this?
Breathe. Yeah, in Canada it's called Easy Air, in US it's called Breathe. We're kind of fortunate in that doTerra's only been in Canada for about a year and a half, so we still get to order from the US or Canada warehouse, so we can kind of take advantage of whatever deals are going on, or if the US is holding something that the Canada warehouse doesn't have yet. So Breathe is that. Now the next one I'm going to talk about is On Guard, and this is the go-to oil for boosting immunity. If you are fighting something off, or for instance for me, if I'm travel a lot, and I don't want that circulated air of everybody who's coughing in that plane. It's very dry, so you're not even able to use your filtering systems as well. This oil is fantastic. So it has a blend of cinnamon, clove, wild orange peel, and what this does, this is so powerful. I'm going to give you a research study here. So they kept diluting this oil down until they got it to the point where it was diluted down to 3 drops to 3 cups of water in a spray bottle. That's how much it was diluted. They put organisms on a countertop, and then they sprayed the countertop with the diluted oil. Then they let it dry, because wiping would be mechanically removing the spores, so they just let it dry, and then swabbed and cultured every day for a week. There were no return growing organisms on any of those days for that whole week. This is strong enough to kill the MRSA virus, superbugs. This is a very, very powerful oil. If I feel like I have a sore throat coming on, that used to be my for sure I'm getting sick, I can't do anything about it, especially with all my kids I'm exposed to. What I do now is a little shot glass. I'll put a drop of On Guard, a drop of oregano. I do not recommend most people take oregano orally unless it's in a veggie cap, because it'll burn your esophageal tissues. But put that, and then I shoot that back in that little warm water. If I do that, I'd say about 4 out of 5 times I turn that around. I can turn that around and I don't get sick. It's freaking amazing. And beyond that, then what happens, I'll pass that around. Then what happens, if I do get sick, my sick is like less than a week. And I can easily say that in the last over 2 years that I've been using oils, I don't have as much of the deep chest illnesses or the, like I haven't had, I gotta knock on wood.
You smelled that one.
You know how bad this year has been for flus and bugs and stuff like that? I haven't had that stuff, and I'm exposed to a lot of people, and I travel too. So it's been a real game changer for my family and for my own personal life. But that is your immune booster. When I'm in the gym, people used to think I was, you know how it smells kind of spicy, kind of Christmassy, fall-like? People think I was diffusing for the season. Well, I was for the flu season, not for the holiday season.
That's what you smelled at the hospital that I had on my hands.
I'm diffusing because it's flu season, and I want to have that cleansing property in the air.
Like if I start to get like that glassy throat when you kind of know something's coming, I get a shot glass, I half fill it with warm water, a couple of drops of that On Guard, a drop of lemon, swig it back, gargle with it, and then I swallow it. Next day, nothing, there's no sign of anything brewing. Just kills whatever was in there.
So there's a little athlete kit. I'm going to show you two things here.